We once again want to pick clean the carcass of the Chicago White Sox, Jesse, because that's really that seems to be the big focus. I know a lot of people have a lot of things to say about our last trade target and Dylan Cease, so we'll pick at another one in the White Sox organization.
Yeah, I mean, the White Sox are a team that they have a lot of interesting pieces to sell, despite not being a very good team. The piece we're going to talk about today, a little bit less interesting than some of the other ones we've talked about. It's right-handed pitcher Lance Lynn. If you look at his stats for the season, you're gonna cry. You're not gonna be happy with what you see.
I don't like
a
it.
6.18 ERA, a 1.44 whip, 115 innings. He is averaging right around 6 innings per start, 10.9 Ks per 9, 3.4 walks per 9, a FIP of 5.28. Yeah, you're kind of like, aren't we trying to be better? Like we're trying to get better, right? We're not trying to, find another starting pitcher that is unpredictable and unreliable. But there are some signs here with Lance Lynn that you have to like. I believe he has the 8th highest strikeout rate in all of baseball. That's really ticked up for him, even though his velo has gone down. And the reason his ERA is so high is very much directly attributable to him allowing home runs. He's allowed a stupid number of home runs this season.
That hasn't been a problem at this stadium, has it?
Generally speaking, home runs are a little bit unpredictable, but the rate of home runs per fly ball that he's allowing right now is like off the charts ridiculous. And I think a lot of teams are comfortable predicting that to come down to earth over time, in which case his other peripherals suggest he'd be a pretty decent starting pitcher. So he is a name that I think teams will look at, and a name the Diamondbacks could look at as well.
In regards to other trade targets that we've discussed, he would be much more affordable, obviously.
One would hope.
And with the Chicago White Sox kind of having a fire sale and potentially getting rid of a lot of their pitchers, Lance Lynn might be one that comes a bit cheaper. Let's take a look at the pros and cons of targeting Lance Lynn. Of course, prospect costs being a big part there. And him being a veteran, honestly. Like, that's something that the Diamondbacks kind of need. It's worked out in other ways, but when you look at their starting rotation, I mean, Merrill Kelly's the vet here, and I mean, he's not pitched very long in Major League Baseball, all things considered.
Right. And on the con side, the homers are, like we mentioned, the big thing. He's allowed 28. The man's allowed 28 home runs in 115 innings. That's not great. Another con, his contract is a little interesting. He has a team option for next year. I believe it's for $16 million. Presumably, no team is going to pick that up. He does have a no trade clause to 10 different teams. I do not believe the Diamondbacks are among them. Should make things a lot simpler for them. But yeah, the biggest con is he has a 6.18 ERA.
Yeah.
And no matter how much you want to believe in the peripherals and the home run per fly ball rate coming down to earth, it's pretty hard, I think, for a fan base to stomach buying at the trade deadline and bringing in a pitcher with an ERA that starts with a 6. Anyone who's hesitant there, I absolutely understand where you're coming from.
Tony said, do not speak of Lance Lynn on this show ever again. We will not, Tony. I promise, or I hope we don't. Joey Lent says, Keuchel 2.0. Oh, come on. He's not that old.
He actually strikes people out. Like Dallas Keuchel hasn't done that for years at this point. So I don't think they're very comparable.
Yes, we are trying to sell you on Lance Lynn, like a used car salesman trying to sell you a 2001 Civic. Look, these Civics, they do great. Jesse will tell you all about this Civic. He'll sell you a RAV4 with.
Oh, I'm not selling my RAV4.
No, not your RAV4. A RAV4. A RAV4.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. He'll sell you a RAV4. He'll do all sorts of stuff. But of course, like you said, I think the biggest thing there is, how does he improve this team? Is he an improvement? And is he going to be worth what they give up for him potentially, even if it is not even, a household name or something, but, a prospect that we still don't know, what they're going to be at a major league level.
Yeah, I think that's the appeal of trading for Lance Lynn. Like, if the D-backs want a fit, like, they're not really sold on 2023. They don't necessarily think that they're going all the way. They at least want to, like, kind of dip their feet in the water and try to get a little bit better. And they probably, like, their in-house projections, I imagine, would say that Lance Lynn is going to be a better pitcher the rest of the way than who the D-backs would have occupying that spot otherwise. And getting him would be way cheaper than getting a lot of other pitchers on the market, right? You could get Lance Lynn and have the White Sox pay the majority of his salary and not give up any big time prospects theoretically. So at least you would hope. We don't know exactly how the market is gonna develop, but you wouldn't be shocked if like Lance Lynn gets traded and he has an ERA of 4.1 or 4.2 the rest of the way, and whatever team trades for him, if that happened, would probably be really happy that they did.